Hi guys, welcome back to Bow's Fan TV, and today we're back with another video doing the match preview for tomorrow's game against Galway United at Dalymount Park. Just when it looked like we weren't going to draw a game for the whole of the season, we go and get two in a row. Nil all draw at Richmond Park there last week in a game where look we grew into it as it went on. We huffed and puffed, I suppose. Look, the first half parts are probably a bit better, but we came out in the second half and improved a little bit, and towards the end we definitely could have nicked the goal and could come away with a 1-0 win, but a 0-0 draw is how it ended. But look, we're going into this game now. It's a really big game. It's a game in hand, the first of our two games in hand, and it's really important that we get a win here, and I don't think anything less would do us any good. We need to send out a big message to the other teams around us, Drogheda, the Shells, Pats. We need to show that we aren't going away, that we mean business, and that we're serious about a top three finish. But in this game anyway, I think we know what we're going to expect from Galway anyway. I think they are going to try and make it difficult for us, but they aren't that kind of side. They prioritise, keeping clean sheets and being good at the back. They don't normally control possession in games. They like to sit back, allow the other team to have the ball, and they like to take advantage of set pieces with their high. They have struggled to find a bit of consistency, I suppose, over the last few weeks. And with Moses Dwyer gone now, it's kind of hard to say who's going to score the goals now. It's just up to us now to be able to break them down and create the chances and take them as well. Onto the team anyway. I don't think anything's going to change too much really. You might see one or two changes, but I'm not too worried about what Reynolds does. I think you'd have to say over the last few weeks and months he's got the team spot on most weeks, and I think he'll go with what he trusts, and I think we just have to back that. I think Douglas James Taylor will probably keep his place up front. I thought he had a pretty solid debut on Friday. He got himself involved and won a few individual battles, and had a decent enough chance that maybe he could have done a bit better with. But I think he's going to carry on up front. I'll be slightly tempted maybe to put Kane Byrne in just to give him a run out. He's come back and done so well at Galway that he'll be looking to get himself back into the team now. Look, I know it's probably hard to see the defence change, and we kept another clean sheet, and they'd be done pretty well at the back. Rob Cardwell was great. I thought he was arguably man of the match. We kept Kane out of the game and kept Mealy out of the game when he came on. He'll probably keep his place, but you might see Moran shifted out the right back, and then Kane Byrne come in as centre half alongside Cornwall. Another interesting one, we spoke about Douglas James Taylor, and that we expect him to keep his place, but could Colin Whelan even sneak in? He played very well when he came off the bench there on Friday. Could have got himself a goal towards the end, and he played a friendly during the week against St. Mark's where he got a hat-trick, so look, he should be fit and ready, and ready to be called upon to start or come off the bench and then to change things if we need him. But I expect Douglas James Taylor to stay up front. In terms of score prediction, look, I think it could be one of those games where we spoke about how Galway's set up. I think they will try and frustrate us. They will put men behind the ball, they will, I think, try and keep us at bay for as long as they can. But I think it could be like that for about an hour, 70 minutes, and then a few changes might be made by ourselves. We might bring on Reece Brennan or Whelan or Parsons playing in the friendly against St. Mark's during the week. So you'd like to think he'll be on the bench. We could bring on those sort of players to try and change the game if it ends up being the way I think it could go. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. I think we might nick a goal late on. Like I said, in Galway could look to keep us at bay, and then we'll make the change that'll swing the game in our favour, and we'll get a late enough goal, maybe something in the last 10-15 minutes, and then come away with a 1-0 win. Look, the 3 points is all that matters really. It's a game in hand. It's a chance to extend our lead against the other teams around us, and it'd be really big if we could do that, especially with our next league game being away in Derry, which is a tricky one. But look, as long as we keep huffing and puffing like we have been in the last few weeks, of course, we know the team work really hard, and look, as long as we were able to create the chance that we've been creating, but look, it's just about taking them. That's the main thing really. We don't want to be left frustrated like we were against Sligo a couple of weeks ago, where we controlled the game, and in the second half we really pushed on, and you could only get that one goal when it should have been more. We don't want to have that kind of frustration coming out of this one now. we want to put in a good performance. We want to take our chances and get a good win. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. Look, hopefully we can get the 3 points, be really big in the game in hand. Looks like the weather's going to be great as well. So yeah, hopefully the atmosphere will be good. We'll have a good night. We'll get a win, and then we'll bounce into the cup, and then the other game in hand against Derry after that. So yeah, that's where I'll end it. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you're thinking heading into the game, your score predictions, and I'll see you for the reaction the day after. Bye bye.